Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am still trying to process what the writers are doing to us for the next 2 weeks. We are looking at the May 18 to May 29 episodes, and I just have to say that Salem is completely off the rails right now. I mean, we all know this town is famous for wild plot twists and people coming back from the dead, but the absolute bombshell that is about to drop is just beyond anything I actually expected. We're talking about a crazy twist, a really cruel choice, and an ending for a legacy character that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. Let's be real, we all thought we knew exactly how this Lexie Carver resurrection storyline was going to play out, but we were so wrong. So let's start with the most awkward thing ever. Abe Carver, the most righteous, straight-laced, by-the-book former mayor and police commander in Salem history, actually has to swallow his immense pride and go thank EJ DiMera. Yes, you heard me right. Abe has to look EJ in the eye and express his deep gratitude. It is just so ridiculous when you think about it. The DiMeras have caused Abe nothing but pain for decades. But because of EJ and his whole signature DiMera Mad Science Resurrection Pod project, Lexie Carver is officially back from the dead. Nikki Crawford is doing an amazing job stepping into this role, but seeing Abe having to shake hands with the devil to get his wife back is just wild. It's clunky, it's uncomfortable, and it just sets the stage for the absolute emotional train wreck that is about to happen. But Lexie doesn't just wake up and quietly slip back into her role as the loving wife. Oh no. She wakes up and immediately demands a face-to-face meeting with Paulina Price. And wow, just imagine the tension in that room. It is going to be thick enough to cut with a knife. Lexie wants to look the woman who replaced her right in the eye. She wants to mark her territory and claim her husband back. It is such a boss move, honestly. A massive psychological power play. Lexie is basically saying, I am back, I am his epic true love, and you are just the woman who kept his bed warm while I was stuck in a sci-fi tube. It's brutal. And then you have Theo Carver in the middle of all this, which just breaks my heart but also kind of annoys me. Theo is constantly pressuring his dad. He is basically backing Abe into a corner and forcing him to make an immediate choice. Either choose the loyal legacy wife who just literally conquered death to come back to you, or choose the current wife. It is so unfair to put Abe on the spot like that. Kids in soap operas always do this. They always push for the original family to reunite, completely ignoring the fact that their parents are real people with complicated current lives. Theo is just pushing and pushing, and it is making an already impossible situation a million times worse. So Paulina, being the proud, fiercely independent woman that she is, decides she isn't going to stand around and wait to be discarded. She is deeply hurt. She is an emotional wreck over Chanel's health issues already, and now this. Paulina decides to pack her bags and move out. She wants to step aside and give Abe and Lexie the space to reunite. And you have to respect that. Paulina has so much pride. She survived TR Coates. She built a whole empire. She isn't going to beg a man to pick her over his resurrected soulmate. She is leaving to free him. It is a heartbreaking sacrifice, but it feels so true to who Paulina is as a character. Now, this is the part where everyone, including me, thought we knew what was next. Paulina leaves, so Abe naturally falls right back into Lexie's arms, right? Especially since Abe is spending all this time sitting by Lexie's hospital bed, holding her hand, looking at her like she is a miracle. He is overjoyed that she is flesh and blood again. But here is the massive, jaw-dropping twist that the writers are throwing at us. The ultimate fake-out. Even though Abe is physically sitting next to Lexie, his mind, his soul, and all of his anxiety are completely focused on Paulina. And in the upcoming episodes, Abe is going to make his final decision, and You guys, he chooses Paulina. He actually chooses Paulina over Lexie. I literally had to read the spoiler notes twice because I couldn't believe it. He rejects Lexie, the woman he mourned for over a decade, the woman whose death from that brain tumor in 2012 completely shattered him. He tells her no. The fan forums and social media are already catching fire over this. People are screaming. It is such a controversial shocker. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Rejecting a Demera who just woke up from the dead? What were they thinking? But, okay, let's zoom out for a second. Let's really look at this. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Abe. Because when you really analyze it, his choice is incredibly cruel, but it is also brutally realistic. Yes, Abe cried all the tears in his body when Lexie died, but that was in the past. That was a lifetime ago. Paulina is the one who pulled Abe out of the darkness in his present life. She gave him his smile back. She stood by him through his amnesia, through, the whole crazy Whitley kidnapping storyline, through so much recent trauma. Paulina is his current safe harbor. By choosing Paulina, Abe is proving that he respects his actual, living reality more than he wants to cling to a ghost from his past. It is a mature choice. But my God, does it hurt Lexie? Can you even imagine the pain? You fight your way back from the grave. You wake up in a confusing new world. You reach out for your husband, and he basically says, "Sorry, I've moved on." It is a freezing cold bucket of water to the face. It is just so incredibly bitter for a woman who has already lost so much time. And that brings us to the absolute saddest part of this whole report. Because Abe's harsh decision is the trigger for a massive, behind-the-scenes bombshell. The backstage leaks are saying that because Lexie cannot handle the sheer humiliation and the agonizing pain of being abandoned by the man she thought was her forever soulmate, she is going to leave Salem, and not just eventually. The leak says Lexie will only stay in town for exactly 3 more months before packing her bags and leaving Salem forever. 3 months. That is all we get. After years of hoping Lexie would somehow come back, we get her for a tiny window, and then she is gone. Let's just try to unpack Lexie's psychology right now. She fought for her life. She woke up expecting warm embraces and a family reunion, and instead, she gets publicly rejected. These next 3 months are going to be an absolute roller coaster of emotions for her. We are going to see her go through all the stages of grief. The desperate clinging, the agonizing heartbreak, the intense guilt, and finally, the bitter letting go. It is going to be so hard to watch. A lot of fans on Twitter are furious. They are saying the writers are treating Lexie so unfairly. They brought a beloved legacy character back from the dead just to use her as a stepping stone to prop up Abe and Paulina's marriage. And, yeah, I kind of agree. It feels a bit cheap. Why bring her back just to break her heart and send her away? It feels like a massive disservice to the history of Abe and Lexie. But then again, maybe there is a silver lining here. True, maybe I am looking at this all wrong. Lexie is a Demera. Stefano's blood runs through her veins. Do we really think she is just going to cry for 3 months and quietly get on a plane? Or are these 3 months going to be the ultimate villain origin story? Will she tap into those dark Demera instincts? I am honestly wondering if she is going to launch a ruthless, calculated revenge plot against Paulina